building designs over the years. Hello everyone, my name is Ashani and today I'll be talking about how modern day architects and builders are trying to bring out the best of both worlds, modern as well as traditional building design technique for a sustainable architecture. Since the evolution of houses or civilizations, residential buildings have given us a sense of safety, identity and belongingness, encompassing several cultures and emotions. Hence, mankind has tried evolving building structures ever since. Ever since the childhood, I had only grown up seeing buildings all around me. So, on the name of a house, a home, what I would picture was, yes, you guessed it right, a building. Until that one school trip where I went to this nearby village, came across little huts made up of mud, realized people live in them. That day, I got so intrigued towards the mud houses. Anyways, that day I realized that houses are not only of one type. There are different houses and buildings all over the world, which are different material-wise, look-wise, as well as structure-wise. One would always need a house to live in. So what changed if the purpose didn't? It's the design and materials that have changed over time because of the changing needs of humanity, as well as because environmental factors and climatic factors stepped in. Earlier in the 500 ADs during the prehistoric age, defense, shelter and worship were the practical purposes for the need of houses. Materials used to make them were naturally occurring, which were locally available and easy to construct with using primitive tools. These include wood, mud, stone or thatch and several more. But as the civilizations grew, the work in stone and fire clay bricks got more refined, enabling larger and durable structures. Examples are the Egyptian pyramids and the Mesopotamian ziggurats. From 500 to 1600 AD, during the medieval and Renaissance periods, the purpose is modified to not only mere houses to live in, but also places that would have an aesthetic angle to them. And as arts and architecture-like themes started getting favored, Gothic arcs and walls came into force, as well as symmetry and proportions started getting favored, and the timbered frame building also came into frame. So this showcases the growing attention to appearance during the age. In the 19th and 18th centuries, during the Industrial Revolution, there was a need to make stronger and larger building structures that arose, as well as there was a desire in people for an elevated structural design and functionality. So materials like iron, steel, concrete, etc. started getting used. Today, sustainable buildings are the center of attention among other residential skyscrapers. Recycled bamboo and mud have started getting used. Bamboo is a material that was actually traditionally used in Southeast Asian countries like Vietnam and Indonesia, where houses made up of bamboo were called bamboo stilt houses, and they were used for protection against flooding and pests, and bamboo was chosen because it was lightweight and flexible. Another similar examples are like in the Philippines and in India and Kerala and Assam. So such traditional examples showcase that bamboo is not something totally new, but it is just inspired and modified for facing today's problems. Another amazing construction material is mud, which was traditionally used because it was abundant and it was easy to construct with, as already stated, and also because it had insulation properties against both heat as well as cold. Today, we have started constructing mud houses again because of promoting sustainability as an alternative to concrete, steel and iron, and also because it reduces the need of global warming contributors, which are devices like air conditioners installed in our houses because of the 2-in-1 property of mud houses, which provide heat against cold climates as well as vice versa. For instance, the Cobb Cottage Company in Oregon, USA has been promoting cob construction ever since the 1990s, from promoting an eco-friendly building method. In places like Mali, Senegal and Burkina Faso in Africa, mud brick construction continues to be used extensively even today. Today, such natural resources can and already have started getting integrated into a refined, refashioned and a blended manner for promoting reduced environmental impact. Because yes, aesthetics are important. Materials used in the interior and exterior of a house are important. But the real question is that is only appearance important? No. Sustainability and reduced environmental impacts are also important. And so for integrating these factors into architecture is why this blend is essential. Let's talk about a few advantages of mud houses over modern day construction material. Firstly, mud houses have a much lower cost because of the less complex processes involved in their production, as well as the materials used are not that expensive. Secondly, materials are natural and renewable. And thirdly, the carbon footprint is much lower because materials used do not have to cover large distances during transportation. But as everything has its benefits and shortcomings, mud houses also have their limitations along with bamboo houses and their drawbacks. Firstly, both of them have a less modern infrastructure to support electricity and HVAC systems. Secondly, both of them are not suitable for the space and population density in the urban areas. Fire is a hazard for both of them, and they don't have a diverse architectural aesthetic. Bamboo houses are susceptible to insect damage and decay, and mud houses are vulnerable to earthquakes. And lastly, if we look at it from people's point of view, then the idea of replacing contemporary building materials with traditional building materials infused in the contemporary ones may not be acceptable to people at once immediate. So this will take a lot of time and effort in convincing them to do so. Thus, this showcases how both mud houses, bamboo houses, and modern day construction materials have their own advantages and disadvantages. And to come up with something which has all the strengths and qualities involved, modern day architects are putting both of these techniques together to come up with the new, much improved, resilient, thermally efficient, and green architecture, thus removing the shortcomings of bamboo and mud houses as well. Concepts like regenerative architecture advocate for using natural materials. Examples are like the Green House School in Bali, which is made up of entirely of bamboo, and the Mud Orphanage Project in Ghana, which promotes mud construction. Thus, this teaches us how we should collaborate with nature rather than exploit or harm it. Taking inspiration from mud houses or bamboo houses showcases how using naturally and locally occurring materials, which are a part of the traditional knowledge and techniques, indeed have solutions often hidden in them. So let's look forward to sustainable architecture, the saviors, and collaborate with nature to come up with something which is much greener and healthier for the planet, and we can finally see butterflies flying all around us again. Thank you very much.